Hello, my loyal subjectives. It's me, your favourite queen. Well, I bet you didn't expect to see me at this time of year, did you? Well, tough. I've nothing better to do with this coronavirus thing going on just now. Speaking of coronavirus, I had to get a test the other day. Well, it turns out that I've got a case of it. Well, there you go. Nothing like a wee Christmas celebration, is there? Cheers, never too early, is it now? Oh. Well, you know, this has been a terrible year, so it has. Cheers. Well, it's been a very unique year as well, indeed. It was a leap year. I mean, we had 29 days in February, 100 days in March, and 10 years in April. I mean, really. Well, it's my job to make you feel all better. Oh. Boy, do I feel better already. Oh, it's been certainly strange times indeed. Oh, like a lot of people, I've been in tears a lot of this year. Mainly Tears 2 and Tears 3, right enough. And sitting about the house all lonely. Well, Philip doesn't know what day of the week it is. But, I mean, he's been like that for years, hasn't he? He thinks Home Alone's a documentary these days. Oh. Well, subjectives, time passes by so slowly these days with this whole coronavirus thing going on. It's like, remember when you were little kids and you had underpants with the days of the week on it? Well, wouldn't that be a handy thing to have right now? Oh, absolutely. Oh, and another thing as well, those weekends that you used to wish went on forever and ever and ever. Well, wish granted. Oh, dear. But just remember, our grandparents gave up their lives to go away to war and save the world. And you, loyal subjectives, you're being asked to give up your lives and sit on the couch and watch Netflix. You can do it, subjectives. You can do it. Well, you know what they say. Feed a cold, starve a fever, drink a Corona. Well, times certainly are strange. I mean, who'd have thought we'd been able to walk into a bank with a mask on your face and say, give me the money? And I mean, then there's the social distancing. Oh, that's just terrible. And as you know, I've got to meet all these important people like the Prime Minister. Well, I can't stand it, especially with him, you know, Boris. Well, I call him Beano Boris. He's got to be a comic, hasn't he? Well, he called me the other day and said, ma'am, remember when we meet, we've got to keep social distancing at all times. And I said, of course I remember. Just remind me how far apart we've got to be. He said, 2 meters at all times. I was like, oh, I can't be doing with this newfangled change thing. Tell me in real money what it is. So he told me it was 6.56 feet. 6.56 feet. I mean, really? Well, you know, I was sitting on the throne waiting on him arriving, and I was thinking, what's the point? So I took out the point. Well, he came in and I thought, what a sight for sore eyes. And he ended up standing 656 feet away from me, which was plenty. Well, when it comes to Boris, I mean, it's not so much of social distancing as a restraining order that would be preferable, to be honest. Well, you know, social distancing. Oh, I can't wait to see the back of it. The grandchildren are very good at it, you know, though. They just never call. But, well, you know, they've been very busy recently. Yes, very, very busy. I mean, William, he's been busy homeschooling. He was sat on Zoom by himself the other day for ages and ages and ages. I said, what are you doing? Are you sitting speaking to yourself? He said, no. He says, I'm on a parent-teacher conference. Well, speaking of little Georgie, well, he got his first Advent calendar this year as well. Yes, it's an Eton-themed calendar. All the doors are opened by his daddy's contacts. Well, what would we do without Zoom, eh? Well, no longer people will be saying time flies by, they'll be saying the year zooms by. Well, as I already mentioned, things can get very lonely just now. Yes, even in the palace, things can get lonely. I mean, we do only have 775 rooms, you know, just a wee place. Well, the other day I was out in the garden and I saw one of my neighbours speaking away to her cat, like he understood what he was saying. Well, I came back inside and just sat in the stateroom and sat with the corgis, and oh, we all had such a laugh together. Well, subjectives, you'll never believe this, but the palace ran out of toilet paper last week. Yes, we ran out of toilet paper. It's just crazy, honestly. Well, we had to think what we would do, and we had to go back to what we did during the war. That's it. You remember we used to get newspapers and cut them into little squares and put string round them and hang them off the end of the toilet door. Well, we used the Mail, and we used the Express, and we used the Sun, and we even used the Dundee Courier, but, we never used the Times. No, well, you know what they say. Times are rough. Well, I got an early Christmas present from Philip the other day. Yes, he gave me a bottle of overrated California wine. Yes, I said, Philip, what do you think you're doing giving this to me? I'm very displeased, you know. You mean, after all, we all know what happened the last time there was an overrated California wine in the palace, don't we? Yes, well, my subjectives. Well, it's nearly time for me to go. Yes, well, because it's nearly Christmas evening, and a lot of you ladies will be hard at it in the kitchen right now, and well, the rest of you will be cooking dinner. So I bid you a very Merry Christmas. And remember, ladies, it's not what you eat between Christmas and New Year, it's what you eat between New Year and Christmas. Yeah, better have another one of these before we go as well. Well, and remember, to all my male subjectives, here we go. Yes, remember all the times of Santa Claus you can relate to in your life. Number 1, you believe in Santa Claus. Number 2, you don't believe in Santa Claus. Number 3, you are Santa Claus. And number 4, well, you look like Santa Claus. Well, Philip and I are off to play board games now. Yes, we've got a brand new version of Monopoly. It's the Dominic Cummings version. You ignore all the rules, move anywhere on the board you please, and never go to jail. Well, to one and all of you, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cheers!